What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to Sooner Surge as the Oklahoma Sooner softball team sweeps the doubleheader today on Saturday against the Iowa State Cyclones. Uh, the Bats came to life in the second game with the run rule 11-2 after a slow start again by Nicole May. First game, Kelly Maxwell pitched a gem of a game, went the complete distance there, and the Sooners win that one. So 2 wins today to open up Big 12 play. Obviously, I think the 2 that stand out on the batting side of things was Sydney Sanders and Jada Coleman, guys.
Yeah, Sydney Sanders, both games, hit bombs. In the first game, it was crucial because without that, it's a 1-0 game there at the end. So, huge 3-1 bomb that Sydney had in the first game and then second game as well. And Jada hit a rope in that second game. So, glad to see. Probably the most exciting thing in that second game was that they scored runs in the first inning. They've been really bad about scoring runs in the first inning. They haven't been scoring a whole lot. That was good to get, especially being down 2-0. So,
yeah, and it's, something for me that stood out, I think, and it's something that maybe is negative, and it's that Nicole May maybe hasn't started off like I thought she was going to. I really thought maybe earlier in the year she was going to pitch and come out and show why she has a chance to show why she can be the ace on this team. Now, obviously, there still is a ton of season left. It's just really getting into the start season. This was their opening series in conference play. So is Nicole May going to be able to get hot, be able to lead the way? Or is that maybe that quote-unquote ace role going to be Kelly Maxwell?
Well, let me say this, Jackson. And Jeremy opened with Maxwell and how she pitched a gem. I wouldn't even call it a gem. I don't think Maxwell she got the shutout complete game, but I don't think she was even on her A game, to be honest with you. But
a shutout complete game, 8 strikeouts.
I agree. And right now, I think a lot of people would say Maxwell Deal both ahead of May right now, is the way they're pitching.
Yeah.
Sooner Legend Podcast, thanks for joining us. You're right. Jada near knocked the cover of the ball. And listen, it was arguably Jada Coleman's best game. The second game in the doubleheader today, not only hitting, she made a great play, shallow center field that really saved a run there, I think, in the 4th inning. So Jada Coleman was doing Jada Coleman things like expected. But, guys, Sydney Sanders has probably felt the pressure that she's got to perform. And 3 bombs on the day. I mean, Sydney Sanders is the MVP of the day today. And those were to center field, guys.
With the wind blowing in that first game. I mean, you had to really get on one to get it all the way. And that one, first game, barely got over with. That girl had it in her glove. But huge day for Sydney Sanders. Huge. I thought you look at overall, I think the first game, it wasn't a great game by Oklahoma. They won 4-0, but it was not a great game. And Bobby says we're going to play a lot better since we lost 1 game. Hey, we'll see. Now, Iowa State, guys, we talked about this on the video we did leading up to the game. Iowa State's not a good pitching team, and they've allowed a lot of runs this year. So I was surprised you only got 4 that first game, but they got the shutout. And I was really surprised that Maxwell pitched the whole game. Were you not?
Yeah, I was a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and something about this Oklahoma team, especially offensively, that I think the last few years they've been able to find earlier in the season is their identity offensively. I feel like this team really hasn't found that quite yet. Are they going to play small ball? Are they going to have to rely more on the long ball? So I think we still are going to have to see more there. But I think Oklahoma, what, Jeremy? You're nodding your head.
Small ball. Jeremy. Yeah, small ball. This team's not playing small ball ever.
Well,
I don't think they'll play small ball. Do you, Jackson?
Well, no, but I'm saying that they haven't found
he thinks they will. I mean,
their identity, they haven't found it yet. And are they going to be a team that as we go on later into the year, are they going to hit a lot of home runs, or are they going to produce a lot of singles and doubles and get runs from that? That's
Jackson. They're going to hit bombs. Riley Boone even hit a bomb. Riley Boone even hit a bomb today.
She hit her first of the season today.
And I'll say this: the first game, the starter for Iowa State didn't strike out a single Sooner. OU was hitting the ball hard. It was just right at people.
Hey, Brandon.
This team's going to hit a lot of bombs.
Hey.
They hit a lot of bombs today, really.
Hey, you're right, Sooner Legends. Texas didn't last very long, did they? Hey, Brandon, what do you think about the girls not being able to practice on their new field? Here's what I'll say. I think it played a role in the first game with Riley Boone. She almost was playing too shallow. I wonder if it's because they haven't been on there that much. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like it. I'll say that. I don't like it. And Bobby says they may lose a few this year, but they will win the Natty. That's all that matters. I agree with that. I think they're going to lose a couple games this year. I mean, I just do. I don't think I think they have some, specifically, I mean, Nicole May, guys, right now, it's not like she's allowing runs fifth inning or on. She's allowing early runs, and it's putting them in a
settled down, though.
She did, but it's put them in a hole like 3 or 4 games now, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they've won every game that she's pitched. That's the thing. So,
and going off that, Jason, it was something you said earlier. It's a player I talked high on going into the season, and that was Kirsten Deal. Every single opportunity she's gotten, she's pitched extremely well. I don't think you
can not the first game.
Yeah, okay, true, except the first game. But I think that ever since the first game, you have to be extremely pleased with what Kirsten Deal's brought.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, here's the deal. Not even with Deal, but what I'm saying is, like, you look at their whole season. We're about a third of the way through the season, right? And here's what I'm still very confused by it. And do not come at me with what I say here that I'm questioning Patty Gasso. Do not, because I know people will. But please don't. I'm not questioning Patty Gasso if she can coach. I am still baffled by the amount of changes in the lineup every day. Not even, I don't care about changing about guys, people playing. It's like Pickering led off tonight. I was like, I mean, they're changing the batting order so much. Do you like that or do you not like it, guys? Well, I mean, what is your thought?
Look, honestly, I think part of it's just keeping all the athletes kind of on their game, because keeping everything fresh, honestly, I think is what it is. Letting everyone.
They won them both.
They won them both, Vicky. Second one in run roll fashion, 11-2. First game had a crowd of 4,386. It's insane, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I mean, so it doesn't really bother you as far as switching up the batting order at all?
I don't think they'll do that in big games.
This is Big 12 play now. You're saying like Texas, you don't think they will?
No, I don't think Texas they will.
Really? Okay. I mean,
Ella Parker was really good today too. Ella Parker was really good today.
I agree with Brian there. And Jackson, this was alluding to what you kind of said. Dill is getting better. Could be a late season pitching MVP. I agree. I think later on, if she continues to be hot like she is, they could be going to her more than I don't know.
I want more Monticelli.
Yeah, I'd like to see her pitch.
Who gets to start tomorrow? Because Keeney kind of closed out the second game. You think Keeney gets to go tomorrow or Monticelli?
If you go off what Patty's done previously this season, she's been bringing in the starter for the next game like an inning to for the game.
Do you think Keeney?
Yeah, I think Keeney starts tomorrow. Yes,
I agree.
Brian says Patty will have all the roles centered by late April. So, we'll see. I mean,
I agree.
And I also think it's with this team, there still is a lot of, I don't know if I would necessarily newness, but there still is some cohesion that needs to be made amongst everyone, because you're only a third of a way through the season. And Oklahoma, they're not going to peak until it gets into the time for the College World Series. That's just how they are. Every single year, they don't play their best ball till the College World Series. So I think everyone is maybe still trying to figure everyone out, and Patty Gasso is trying to see where everyone fits best and who's going to do what. I still think that's the thing.
Yeah, there is some freshness. Glenn G, thanks for watching today. Just because OU has the best lineup doesn't mean they're not going to lose a game. But I do think that this team's going to hit more home runs than they did last year. Okay. Jennings hasn't gotten super hot. I mean, if you think about it, Coleman was more herself today than any game this year. But
well, about that though, let me say this, and you saw something today that you don't see very often, and that was Jada Coleman on the base pads in the first game. Just kind of made a couple of mistakes on the base pad. You don't see that very often at all. J Mosh, Deal coming on doesn't surprise me. I really felt like she was the most talented pitcher from the beginning, and a lefty, high ceiling. If you do want to go straight off talent and the best stuff on the team, I think maybe Deal has the best stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, Maxwell to me, I think Maxwell's a great pitcher. Don't get me wrong. I do think some teams, when you see her once or twice through the lineup, if you get later on through the lineup, that they can get to her. That's just a thought I have. I mean, I still think she's a really good pitcher. Yeah,
Hey,
Sydney Sanders is getting
right.
Sydney just when Jeremy said bench her and never play her, boom, she got hot. She listened,
Okay,
man.
what are you talking about?
You didn't say bench her. You said right.
Basically, she's doing exactly what I thought she would do. When there's competition, you start performing. Do not come at me and say I said bench Sydney Sanders because I didn't.
No, you said you better watch out because Riley Ludlam's coming and she could take the spot.
And she watched out and she's been hitting ever since, Jay.
And that's what competitiveness does. You're
yes,
right. I agree.
Especially when you play competitive depth, you force people to be at their best. And the other thing is, Florida beat Bama today. Florida's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, didn't Florida Gulf Coast beat Florida State the other day or something like that?
Yeah. Kyle says, so can we put the benching center arm to bed, right? We scored 15 today and she was responsible for 7.
Yes, yeah. Kyle, we can put that to rest. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Poncho Jack, I never said she needs to be benched.
Listen. I said that wrong. What he did not say that.
I'm not sure.
Saying she's going to have to step it up because people are going to take her job.
All I said, let me speak for myself here. All I said was about a week and a half ago, Riley Ludlam was getting big pinch hits. We know Riley Ludlam can play first base. Sydney Sanders is struggling a little. All I said was Sanders is going to have to hit the ball because Ludlam's ready to take that position over. And what happened? Sydney Sanders, the player everyone thought she could be, is showing out as maybe the best power hitter so far.
And, I'm not sure I'd call her the best first baseman in the nation, but whenever she plays her ceiling and gets hot offensively, I think that's whenever you can have the argument about her being one of the top players on Oklahoma's team in general.
Yeah, Poncho's not talking about you, Jeremy. I think a lot of Sooner fans were saying that. That's kind of where he's coming from. Hey, Glenn G., I agree with this comment. I really do, that it's a long season. And yes, as games matter right now, in the long scheme of things, what you do at the end of the season is going to matter a lot more. But all we're saying is on May, though, is May just looks a little bit off.
Yeah, 2 things I would say. One is in response to Brian. I don't know where Quincy Lilio and Hannah Core fit in at all. Hannah Core is the one that's really just it's unfortunate because maybe her back, and especially after the fall battle series, I didn't think Quincy Lilio was going to see the field much anyhow. Anyway, Maya Bland's been the pinch runner. She's the one pinch runner they use most. And Vicky, I like how you put this here, Vicky.
I like this comment, Vicky.
Yeah, the identifying the ball quicker out of May and Maxwell's hand could be. And it could be because people have seen them a lot more. They've been around for 5-6 years, whatever it's been. Deal is new.
Yeah, and I think Deal just has some late movement. I really do on her pitches. So
it's a rise ball, a lot better rise ball.
But May has a pretty good rise ball, but I haven't seen it this year as much, like as good. I mean, I don't think May's hitting her spots. That's her deal right now. I don't think she's hitting the spots she wants to hit. But we'll see. I mean, hey,
Kinsey Hansen gunned one out at second today. That was nice.
Oh, that was a cannon.
I thought Riley Boone hitting the bomb was sweet.
That's awesome.
Skyrocket.
Yeah, that was great.
And I also think with Nicole May, could this be a situation in which we see her come on later in the season?
Just like Mosh says, yeah.
Yes. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Maybe she's off right now, just as J. Mosh said. But whenever it gets closer to the conference tournament and to the World Series, do we see Nicole May get hot and maybe do what she hasn't necessarily done up to expectations in years past and truly dominate through the postseason and be that ace for Oklahoma.
Well, Jay Moss is right about Jordy. Jordy did struggle a little bit at the beginning of the year.
The game they lost was Jordy Ball pitching.
Yeah, but she was red hot at the end of the year.
Honcho, I'm not arguing that Sydney. I'm not going to say Sydney's not the best first baseman. I was just saying if Riley Ludlam is hot, she could better watch out because Ludlam was really, really good. Now, I can't name someone that I would take over Sydney Sanders, but Sydney Sanders has been on fire lately. Sydney Sanders has always played a good first base.
You know what I love? I love when she goes opposite field home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Straightaway center, dude. Deepest part of the yard, she's just crushing them.
Yep, red hot. And hey, kudos to the Iowa State shortstop today. Man, she made some plays today.
OU scored what, 4 in the first game, and they hit the ball really well.
Yeah, they hit it pretty well, and the thing is they were playing atom ball, hitting them right at people or close enough where they can make plays. So,
Jackson, do you think Sydney Sanders is the first? Because you're the one that said she.
No, he just said earlier. I don't think she's the first. That's
I don't think she's the best right now. But I think if she keeps up her play for the rest of the season,
who would you say is number one?
I can't tell you any players, but I'm just saying I think there's someone in college softball that is probably playing better than Sydney Sanders at first base right now.
3 bombs in a day is pretty impressive, though.
Yeah. Now, if you were to say that she was the best player in the nation today at first base, I would not argue that. But in general, right now, I'm not sure if I can necessarily.
I like how Brian says it, Jay. Ludlam gives him an experienced option. That's what it is.
Yeah, but I think we've seen what Ludlam's going to give him this year. I think she's going to be a hitter. I think she's going to be every once in a while play EH, maybe catch
utility player.
Break. Mm-hmm. She's not going to be an everyday player. It's just not going to happen, I don't think. So
you said, let me say something, Jay. What were you going to say?
I don't remember. What do you mean, just now?
You said, here's what I would say, and then you didn't say it.
Oh, it's about Sydney Sanders. There's a reason why she's not on the bench very much. And it's also because of her defense. It's not just, when she gets hot, she's red hot at the bat, but she's a really good first baseman at defense. I mean, she's a really good defender. She really
over the course of the offseason, I was super high on Sydney Sanders, if you guys remember in the videos. But unfortunately, she started off slow, but now she's starting to figure everything out. And as I said, if she keeps this up for the rest of the season, I believe by the end of the year she can be the best first baseman in the nation.
Hey, Kyle,
you're right.
I thought about this today watching the game and the Coleman base running errors. I mean, those cost you runs, and when you are in a 1 or a 2 run game and you have base running mistakes, it could be game changing. Really could be. So, yeah, they got to clean that up. And actually, before the season, Jackson, we talked about how the base running, we thought stolen bases would be up, all the speed on the bases. The base running hasn't been great this year.
But stolen bases have been pretty good.
But base running hasn't been.
No. And I tell you, Alina Torres hasn't been just crushing the ball yet. I'm waiting on Alina Torres to really get it going.
Yeah, and I mean,
Ella Parker, guys, I don't see how you cannot let Ella Parker be in the lineup. She's been killing the ball.
Well, Pickering, what about Pickering?
Yeah, I agree. I think Parker's been better than Pickering. Pickering's been really, really good.
I mean, it
was just good to see Jada Coleman get back to it.
It was really good to see Jada get back to
She wasn't trying to pull the ball. She went oppo. She wasn't trying to pull the ball when the pitch. She went with the pitch. It was better. Ripped one up the middle.
Yeah, and I don't think we've seen OU just firing on all cylinders yet. Just don't. That's not. And listen, everybody on this chat, that's not me saying I'm concerned about OU. All I'm saying is a fact. A fact is they have not been firing on all cylinders. That does not mean I'm concerned. I'm just telling you. Yeah.
Here's what I would say. I think when you see OU at their best is when they play the best. I mean, they lost to Louisiana, Lafayette, but when they play Texas, Baylor, just like when they play Duke, I think they'll be really, really good. I do agree that Torres. I would like to see Torres as the everyday second baseman, Brian. That would be my choice, but Poncho agrees with you, Jay.
Yeah, Poncho. This is, and we agree on this. I did like it; it was better, but I would like to see some of the ones stay in the same position as far as batting order, just for some consistency. Now, it may mean nothing; it may not, and I'm not questioning Patty Gasso. I kind of like to see some, like, at least do the series. Okay, this person's going to bat leadoff through the series. You know what I mean?
Do you guys, both of you? Yeah, Teresa, Coleman was top notch defensively today.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Let me ask both of you.
What?
I said, let me ask both of you a question. Do you want Riley Boone as the leadoff hitter? Because I, for one, would like to go back to Jada Coleman. And I think Riley Boone's really good.
Here's what I would like. And Jackson, you answer. I'm going to say my opinion. I would like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'd like Jada leading off and Riley Boone at 9-hole. Now, listen, Jada Coleman was struggling early this year. I get it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm nostalgic and I'm used to that lineup, and that's why I like it.
Yep. Jason, you basically said what I was going to say. If it ain't broke, there's no reason to fix it. Right? I understand Jada Coleman. She was struggling, right? But Jada Coleman is still Jada Coleman. She's going to figure things out. She's the best center fielder in the nation. She's one of the best players in the country. So whenever Jada Coleman gets back to Jada Coleman, she's going to be right back into that leadoff hole consistently, in my opinion.
Let me ask you this, and it's kind of going into what Brian's talking about, guys, but is the possibility of the lineup moving around so much because Patty's also trying to think about next year?
I don't think so. I think Patty.
No,
I think Patty Gasso's just trying to keep things fresh and on the move. Keep everyone locked in because maybe you get complacent when you're doing the same thing over and over again. That's my
Kyle, no way she's focused on next season right now at this point.
Kyle agrees too. It's been a lot of changes, man. Like
she was in the 5-hole one game they lost.
That's awful. She's not fit in the 5-hole in my opinion. But
my question is, I would love for somebody to ask Patty that question. Like, why?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I feel like this is personal opinion, and it might be a fact. I feel like this year there's been more movement in the lineup as far as the batting order than any other year.
Yeah, I agree. And J-Mosh, we saw it last year. So many innings got started with Riley Boone.
Great comment, J-Mosh. That's great. Perfect.
Yeah, pesky, almost impossible. That's right.
Can't say.
And Jada was good today in the 6 or 7 hole. I can't remember where she was, 6 or 7. She was really good today, but I would just rather see her as the leadoff hitter and Boone in the 9. Those are your bookends. The question should be asked. And listen, I'm not here to get on media members, but I don't understand why that question. So why hasn't that been asked? I think there is a method. I think it's what I think this, my honest opinion is she's just trying to keep things fresh so people don't get complacent. That's what I would say.
But why would they be complacent this year, not last year? I mean,
and Teresa says analytics. Teresa. Patty Gasso is very high on analytics.
It might be analytical, but I think it's personally, I think it's been too much. That's just me. I'm not a softball coach, though. Okay? I'm a fan.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Neither am I.
No, but I'm just telling
you. Patty Gasso's a mighty good one.
What?
Patty Gasso's a mighty good one.
Oh, I'm not questioning Patty Gasso.
No, I know.
I'm just wondering the reason why. That's what I would like to know, the reason why.
Guys, who gets to start tomorrow, Jackson?
Carly Keeney.
I agree. Carly Keeney tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's Keeney and Monticelli. I'd like to see S.J. Guerin some, but we haven't seen a lot of her.
Yeah, and that's something I was going to ask you guys. Do you guys think S.J. Guerin for the rest of the year even really has a role on this team, or is she just kind of?
Yes. Yeah, she has a role.
Every player has a role. I think her role is to come in after the fast pitchers and slow things down like she did that one game. It was really, really a big reason they won, actually. That's probably her role.
Vicky's got a good comment here. And Vicky, on one aspect, I agree. On the other aspect, I don't think any of these players at OU, they love the competitiveness. I don't think that bothers them, but I see what you're saying and the fact that, I mean, me personally, it would bother me if I had somebody breathing down my neck to play for my role. Yes. I don't think it bothers these athletes at Oklahoma because that's what they signed up to come to Oklahoma to do.
Jay, competition will either bring out the best in people or the worst in people.
Yeah.
And Sydney Sanders has brought out the best in her so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. Hey, what
Come
did
on.
you think? Did y'all think that Kenzie Hansen would get more rest so far this year, like behind the plate?
A little bit. I thought Ludlam, and maybe we see Ludlam tomorrow.
Maybe.
I also think that with Oklahoma maybe having more of a slow start in certain aspects than we anticipated, maybe that's gone to Gasso maybe wanting to play Hansen more, just so she has more comfortability and trust there with the team, maybe not playing up to expectation.
Look
Hey,
at Poncho saying moving Jennings back.
now listen, I would agree with Poncho, but here's the deal. They haven't even messed with it. They're not changing, I don't think.
No.
It's Tiare's job at shortstop. Otherwise, I think they would have messed around with it. They have not messed with shortstop.
They haven't. Hey, who's starting tomorrow? We think it's Keeney. I think
Yeah.
Doug, we think it's Keeney, followed by Monticelli.
Hey,
That
K9
game is
is
1
a beast,
o'clock
and
tomorrow. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. K9 is a beast. Her arm is so. I mean, golly, she threw that one girl out by like 10 steps, man. Ridiculous.
Hey,
So
yeah, we think Carly Keeney gets to start tomorrow, everybody. I think, again, it would be nice tomorrow, guys, to see double digits in runs again. That would be 2 straight against a Big 12 opponent. And maybe you could then say the bats are really, really getting hot. We thought
but you do also, I mean, Iowa State's given up a lot of runs this year. So
there's a lot of homers going out in Love's Field.
I mean, I believe they were 242nd in ERA, something like
Well,
that.
Love's Field is like Rocky Stadium, dude. It's going. They're losing bombs.
There's a jet stream going through
hey,
this.
I mean, Oklahoma offensively, they're spreading the love, man.
Look at Kyle.
Riley Boone's was a moonshot.
Moonshot, yeah.
It was.
How many times has that happened in Riley Boone's career? Does anybody know the answer?
How many what? Home run?
Single digits.
That'd be a good trivia question tonight.
Probably about 8 on her career. When you think,
how many did she have? I thought she had 7 last year for some reason. But did she even have that many last year?
No, she had like.
I think she's had 8 or 9 in her career. I could be wrong.
Brian, they were 9 and 10 heading into the games today, so that would put them at 9 and 12.
Brian says 6 in her career, or that was number 6. I was close.
Saying 6. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
dude, that's crazy.
Poncho agrees. Hey, listen, everybody. Appreciate you guys joining us. We wanted to get on here and do a live instant reaction. 2 good wins for the Sooners to open up Big 12 play today. Get another one tomorrow against Iowa State, and that win streak we'll start. Do what?
Win streak's at 3 right now.
It'll be 4, yeah. But thanks for joining us today. We will be on tomorrow as well after that game. That's at 1 o'clock first pitch out at Love's Field. And thanks for being on. We do have our normal nightly double trouble tonight at 9:30. Hop on that. We'll talk OU Texas basketball. Ugly, ugly, ugly. And probably some more softball and a lot of big-time recruits visiting in Norman today. So we'll have all that tonight, 9:30. Make sure you join us. Appreciate you all. Till next time. Boomer.
Sooner.